This is a story that could well be the subject of a Hollywood film, Israel's Die Hard, or a Bollywood film, Israel Ka Jawan. Imagine this, a retired 66-year-old decorated paratrooper, Israeli general, riding his bike on a Saturday morning, gets frantic, panicked phone calls of an attack by the Hamas. The son of a friend of his has been taken hostage. He drops what he's doing, picks up his pistol, gets into his Audi, and goes, chases the Hamas. He gets his son in the end as well. To tell us about this most incredible story of valor and Israel's do-it-yourself spirit, I'm joined now, live and exclusive on India Today, by General Israel Ziv. General Ziv is a retired Israeli army general. He's been head of the Operations Directorate of the Israel Defense Forces. He's a decorated paratrooper. General Ziv, welcome. I'm the son of a military veteran myself. I had goosebumps as I was reading the story of your valor and what you did to protect your country and your people. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for sharing your story with us. General Ziv, can I start right at the beginning? Take our viewers through what that Saturday morning was like. You out on your bike, how did you start getting all these calls about a Hamas attack, and what was your most immediate reaction? General Ziv.
Yes, thank you very much for your interest and the care. For me personally, it was a normal Saturday. I was actually, doing my bike. I was biking around my home, and we heard alerts in Israel very soon, by the telephone or what is going on, and we assumed that it's a rocket came from Gaza. We didn't figure out how big it is. It took something like 1 hour to understand that we have something which is huge or very big or something that we haven't known for the past. So I didn't wait too much. This is what we are trained all our life. And I took my pistol because this is what I have. I took my uniform that are waiting for such occasions in the cabinet, and run down to Gaza to engage the troops and to see how can I help. The sights that I've seen, I realized that I've never seen such a thing ever before, not from Gaza, and in a way, not elsewhere. Maybe I saw it, in some battlefield, other places. Me myself, I was in Lebanon. The most important thing is that there were a lot of soldiers, police officers that really sacrificed themselves in order to stop the Hamas. We had a kind of 9 very difficult hours until the reinforcement came.
General Ziv, there will be many retired Army, Navy, Air Force officers in India who will be listening to this story, and they'll be doffing their hats to you, saying, just imagine, here is a retired Israeli general, he's at home, he sees his country has been attacked, he gets his pistol, goes out, starts fighting the Hamas. When you got to the first site of confrontation, when you saw the Hamas in their dozens, these terrorists running rampage across your motherland, what did you see? How is it, according to you, that the famed Israeli defense, the kind of valor that we typically expect and the organizational structure that we expect from the Israel Defense Forces were missing in action that Saturday morning?
Look, there is the personal story and the general story. I did not expect to see such a raid, a massive raid from the Hamas. This is something we haven't seen in the past, and it was a complete surprise, to see not just a terror attack, but really a military attack with huge numbers. They were everywhere. They were everywhere. I mean, I drove in my car and I engaged with some of our units in the field. Every, I don't know, 10, 20, 50, 100 meter, 200 meter, you could see them in squads. And they were fighting. They were fighting. They were engaging with a lot of hatred, to come and by the way, most of it on civilians, just butchering civilians. It was quite a hard day, to be honest, even to somebody experienced like me.
So now you're in that Audi of yours. You've got a pistol. Pistol has a limited number of bullets. The Hamas has solid assault rifles. How did that go? The first confrontation, you coming in contact with the Hamas, you opened your pistol rounds of fire.
First, the engagement, some of them were in close contact, so even the pistol was a little bit relevant. But besides of that, some of the soldiers got wounded next to me, so I used his rifle to keep on fighting. Yeah, this is what was the reality, what we had in the field, but doesn't matter. As a soldier, even if you have only a knife, you have to do what you have to do.
From the impression that I gather by reading your account and others, it seems in the initial phase, the Israel Defense Forces were caught off guard, totally surprised, and didn't seem to be able to get their act together. Why do you think their instinctive reaction, in the manner in which your body told you to react, your trained mind told you to react, why is it that we didn't see that from those who were serving on that day?
It's a big failure. Look, I think first we failed in the intelligence, in the alert. We didn't read the signs, and we didn't read the amount, the quantity, how big it is. And second thing, the whole system collapsed because you are not just relying or supposed to rely on intelligence. Intelligence is very important. But still, we have a defense system, heavily rely on the fence, the wall. We have a wall over there with a lot of sensors, a lot of technology. And I think we may have trusted too much that obstacle. And we were falling asleep, and they caught us, with our pants down. There's nothing good I can say about that.
So you fought the Hamas yourself. You're arguably the senior most officer to have personally got into combat with the Hamas. And you've dealt with them, you said earlier, through your military career. When you look at the level of preparation of the Hamas, how do they compare with the Hamas of the past that you fought, with the Hezbollah who you say you took on in Lebanon? Did they seem better militarily organized, trained and prepared? Because the Indian army fights a lot of terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir and elsewhere. We don't see this kind of military precision, this level of planning, this level of organization from terror organizations. It almost seems as if at that time the IDF wasn't taking on a terrorist outfit, they were taking on an army, except as an army of terrorists.
I agree. I know the Hamas very well. I fought them many times, not only them, almost all our enemies around. I've never seen the Hamas in that level, I admit. It's a huge leap. And I think it's not just about them. I think it's very clear to see the Iranian fingerprint on their doctrine, on their planning. Even the plan itself, it's very similar to the plan that we know that Hezbollah is planning in the north. And it's kind of a copy-paste of the same plan. So, yes, it's something that in the last year or so, they have prepared And unfortunately, they have succeeded. They succeeded to surprise us, but we are trained enough to overcome, and this
Sure.
is what happened. You know, it took us 24 hours, but we turned the whole thing back, took the control, took the initiative, and now the situation in the field, of course, is fully
So let's come
controlled by
back to
us.
Saturday for a moment. You are running out of ammunition on your pistol. You pick up an assault rifle from an Israeli soldier who's injured. Then you open fire with that assault rifle. You actually go with a friend of yours to save his son, who's at that moment in a position where the Hamas is all around him. Can you describe that operation and what happened then?
Look, once we finish with that specific group that tackled us, I continue to the next village. Unfortunately, a friend of mine, another general, there are a few, by the way, retired generals there, I'm not the only one, and he had a member of his family trapped enclosed in one of the kibbutzim around, in the kibbutz Nachal Oz. So we met together, and I went to help him to get together to the kibbutz Nachal Oz, to engage with another unit, small unit, and release his family. So this is what we have done for the next kibbutz and the next kibbutz for the past few days. Yeah.
So you actually, despite at this moment being a retired general of the Israel army, went into an active encounter, got out people who were caught in the midst of firing by the Hamas and brought them out. Ever since your story hit the international headlines, I want to tell our viewers that General Israel Ziv has become a bit of a cult hero in Israel and globally for his valor, for his do-it-yourself spirit. When the system is down, the individual stands up and fights back. From then, I am told that you've had multiple interactions with senior officials in Tel Aviv, in the Israel government. What have you been telling them? What did you tell them? Why did Israel fail? What does Israel now need to do to ensure, you said you were caught with your pants down, to ensure that such a thing never happens again?
First of all, let me correct you. I'm nothing but a hero. I'm not a hero. This is, you know, when you are a soldier, you are a soldier. Doesn't matter what rank or what is your age. And it's your character to protect others, and this is what all of us and myself as well are doing. So, and I think that look, that surprise was a big surprise for the government as well, and it took the government a few days, you know, to come for reality, to understand how big the problem is. It took them too long. Yeah, I mean, 5 days to create the emergency government. It's much too long. But people are people, and now things are in place. I think we took the initiative. We are now in a massive offense on Gaza. We gave our warning to the Hezbollah not to mess just now at this critical moment when we are attacking the Hamas. We still recover our casualties, but we have big numbers. The numbers that have been published until now, it's not the whole numbers. We're still identifying bodies. We still see the horrified scenes. You know, I was there, but when I went to the next day to see that, terrible to see
I
that.
want you to
Very
look
hard.
ahead, General Israel Ziv, and talk about your sense of the operation in the Gaza Strip. Now, you've got at least 150 Israelis hostages. You've got a situation where the IDF has found it difficult to maintain occupation of the Gaza Strip, which is why in the mid-2000s you came back. You left the Hamas to run the Gaza Strip. A street battle in a densely populated urban enclave is a military man's nightmare. How do you see that operation go? You're saying you want to raise the Hamas to the ground. How do you see this military operation proceed from here?
Look, first of all, the hostages thing, of course, it's a big issue. And we have a special task force to deal with that. We take it very seriously. We care about each one of the Israelis over there. But we are not going to negotiate with the Hamas. And we are going to fight this war like there is nothing else to stop us. If they want to return our hostages, it might help them. But we are not going to spare all the Hamas and everybody that is connecting and helping the Hamas and their infrastructure. So it will be wise for their side to do humanitarian act. It might help them. I'm not sure it will, but it might help them. We are going to full attack to erase every infrastructure, everything that belongs to the Hamas cannot stand there. We have tried for many years, to have Hamas. It didn't work. Yeah, we close one eye, two eyes, because it's a terror government, but no more. They have crossed terrible line that we are not going to suffocate, and they're going to pay for it. And we will not see and suffer any Hamas anymore in our next to our border.
General Ziv, you said that you're not a hero. In every definition of how military heroes are defined, I'd say you're more than just a hero. You're an inspiration to your country, you're an inspiration to everyone who's listening to the story at this moment, and to so many military veterans in India who'd be listening to your story. They'll all say, as would I, hats off. Well done, sir. What an incredible
Thank you.
fight
Best
back.
regards for the Indian people.
Thank you so much,
love them.
General Israel Ziv, Israel's diehard, for joining us on India Today, for narrating your story, and for your epic valor and bravery. Thank you, sir.